What is up, Earthnoids and Spacenoids? I am just a simple new type, and in this episode, we are returning to Universal Century 0096 as we continue our coverage of Mobile Suit Gundam Unicorn. Last time, Banana wanted to help Audrey, but she told him to go away. He eventually got into Unicorn, where, surprise, Cardius tells him he is his father right before dying. In this episode, Banagher will go up against Full Frontal, and Audrey reveals herself to be Minafazabi. So let's get into this. The Nihil Argama picked up Unicorn after their encounter outside of Industrial 7. The ship has come a long way since the days of Beecha and UC-0089. The captain of the ship is now Londo Bell member Otto Midas. However, Dagaza Mackel, commander of the ECOWAS 920 Special Forces team, is also on board. The difference between ECOWAS and Londo Bell is that one, Londo Bell typically operates in space, and most importantly, ECOWAS is built for quick response and small-scale operation, whereas Londo Bell acts more like the space police for the colonies. I guess that makes ECOWAS the SWAT/undercover guys? Otto gets a little scared and calls a red alert. However, it was only a heat signature given off of the rubble of an abandoned Salamis. A little quick to the trigger there, Otto. Dagaza, with the help of Anaheim Electronics technician Aaron, tries to get Unicorn open. Aaron informs Dagaza about the UC project and about the psychoframe technology. Dagaza says this isn't an official investigation, as Aaron seems to be nervous around him. Space cops, am I right? Alberto Vist comes in like a lawyer telling ECOWAS not to question his people. Alberto Unicorn is a part of the Unicorn family. So we have Grandpa Unicorn, Dead Unicorn, Fat Unicorn, Slutty Unicorn, and of course, Bastard Unicorn. What a family. Dagaza is certain this new Gundam is connected to Laplace's box. He wants Otto to leave this sector of space immediately and head to Luna 2. Alberto says, Luna 2? That bitch-ass wannabe moon? Nah, let's go to Von Braun. Riddy goes to check on Audrey and informs her that he is the Rizal pilot that brought them on board.
Oh, I'm the Rizal pilot that pulled you guys out. My name's Riddy Marcinus.
This dude's grandfather is named Jorge and his great-grandfather Ricardo. Then this blonde-haired, blue-eyes motherfucker with the whitest accent comes out of nowhere. What happened to this beautiful brown bloodline in one generation? Maybe he's adopted and no one told him. Riddy and Banagher's friends, Mikoto and Takuya, want to go see this new Gundam. The bridge crew listens to Dagaza and Alberto complaining over the comms. The drifting Salamis-class ship has decelerated. Otto already called back the mobile suits and doesn't want to look bad and send them out again. He uses the main megaparticle cannons on the ship. When they destroy it, they give away their location to the sleeves. Riddy, Mahito, and the kids heads to the control room of the hangar. While there, Riddy looks at Audrey and says she looks kind of familiar. He thinks that she is a famous actress, and Audrey is relieved. They watch as Anaheim Electronics and ECOWAS gets the hatch open. Takuya and Mikoto realize that Banagher is the pilot. Later, Banagher wakes up in the infirmary with his friends watching over him. Oh hey, check it out, it's Hassan. He was the doctor on board the Argama and the Nihil Argama during Grips and the First Neo-Zeon War, so he's most likely been the primary doctor on board this ship the whole time. Yeah, so anyways, here's a clip of Hassan trying to touch Emma's boobs.
Under your top, Emma.
Dagaza comes into the infirmary and questions Banagher. He is currently being considered a prisoner who stole military property. Banagher tells them the situation of how Cardius gave him the mobile suit to protect everyone. Dagaza finds this hard to believe. Banana whispers, would it be easier to believe that he is my father? Before being able to respond, the sleeves begin attacking. A Relula approaches their location and launch mobile suits. One moves at 3 times the speed of others. It is Full Frontal in Sinanju. The MSN-06S Sinanju was built off of the Sinanju Stein, much like Unicorn Gundam. I say built, but Neo-Zeon stole the Sinanju Stein and modified it to this mobile suit. This, of course, is manufactured by Anaheim Electronics and is a part of the UC project. Part of its movable frame is covered in psychoframes. With the exception of the Vulcans, all weapons have been replaced with Neo-Zeon weapons. Its head has been replaced with the mono-eye sensor, but it has a 360-degree panoramic view. But we have been told multiple times in the manga and other places that the mono-eye sensor can only produce a 180-degree view. I guess we are just ignoring that. This is all done along with painting the unit red to invoke the legendary Red Comet. Weapons include Vulcans, 2 beam sabers, a beam rifle, a shield which stores a beam axe and a grenade launcher, and a rocket bazooka. It also has the Intention automatic system, which is the evolution of Zeta Gundam's biosensor. The Sinanju moves quickly and destroys the Nahil Argama's anti-air cannons. As Riddy heads out to fight, Audrey grabs Banagher and tells him to come with her. She suggests that they head back to Industrial 7 and she will find a way to dispose of the Gundam. Banagher wants her to explain what she is planning. But Daguza walks in and says to Audrey he knows why she is here. He figured out who she is. Riddy launches in a Rizal along with Golem in a Stark Jagan. The RGM-89S Stark Jagan is a special forces version of the Jagan D-type and used mainly as a commander unit. This mobile suit has additional armor and thrusters and adds some features of the GM3 to the D-type Jagan. Its main addition is the triple missile pod on its back, which can be ejected after use. Other weapons include the GM beam rifle, along with the Jagan beam rifle, the hyper bazooka, dummy balloons, a grenade launcher, a beam saber, and Vulcans. It also has a shield and the Sea Serpent, which is the electrical grappling wire. One of his comrades behind him is instantly destroyed by Full Frontal. It does damage to the portside catapult. As Riddy tries to hold his own against the Sinanju, Alberto explains to the crew that the Sinanju was stolen 2 years ago by Neo Zeon. He tells them that it is piloted by the second coming of Char Aznable. Riddy can't land a hit on him, but Full Frontal is able to take out Golem in the Stark Jagan with ease. Angelo just sits back and watches as Full Frontal does damage on the battlefield. The Sinanju destroys one of Riddy's legs. He can't transform. That is when Daguza comes onto the comms and tells everyone that they have Minerva on board. Banagher also hears this as well. They want safe passage before giving Minerva back to Neo Zeon. However, Full Frontal has demands of his own. They want everything they have regarding Laplace's box, and they will comply. Daguza tries to claim they have nothing regarding the box, but Full Frontal knows well that the new Gundam they have received has something to do with it. He says they have 3 minutes to hand over the Gundam before they destroy their ship. Daguza thinks he is bluffing, but Minerva says that if that is Char Aznable, then he would be the son of Zeon Daikum. The Zabi family killed his father. Why would he care if she or anyone on this ship lives? Daguza left the comms open while she said that, confirming that she is indeed Minerva to Neo Zeon. He thinks that someone still might be willing to die for that name, but finds it fruitless, and Neo Zeon would erase anything regarding Laplace's box if necessary. Alberto Unicorn panics and says that they should destroy Unicorn's electronic system. One man restrains him. Bitch, the comms were on. You were making the crew look desperate. Banana comes onto the bridge and tries to convince Minerva to leave with him, but she tells him to go away. He tries to do his best adults don't understand speech like every other Gundam protagonist. Full Frontal decides to destroy the ship. He wonders why they can't hand over the box. They don't know what it is, and no one wants it in the hands of their enemy, because it could possibly be used to destroy more people. Banana says that he will pilot the Gundam and fight against Char if it means Minerva doesn't have to be a hostage. Full Frontal takes down the commander in the Rizal. Riddy is one of the last people on the battlefield. That is when the Gundam launches. Mr. Unicorn Man helped Banana access the Gundam. He believes this is a good compromise, but Daguza thinks this is just handing Neo Zeon what they want. Banagher launches. He spots Full Frontal and begins firing with his beam magnum. Angelo in the Girazulu Angelo type is watching the Gundam with Sergei in the Girazulu Guards type. The AMS-129 Girazulu Angela Sauper is the chief guard unit for Full Frontal. It has an additional blade antenna as well as the violet colors to help it stand out. This suit has a giant backpack which contains an extra generator, extra thrusters, and extra propellant. The suit is armed with the Lang Bruno Gun Plus, a long-range weapon to support the Sinanju in combat, and it can be replaced with a beam shot rifle when needed. It also is equipped with a beam machine gun, a beam tomahawk, a Giradoga shield, and a submachine gun. The AMS-129 Girazulu Guards type is the more standard guard unit designed to protect Full Frontal. When the Girazulu was first drafted, it had better armor, but was slimmed down once it was mass-produced. This is closer to the idealized version of the Girazulu, with its bulkier, more spikier shoulders. Like Angelo's version, this also has a bigger sleeve logo than your typical Neo Zeon unit. It is equipped with a beam machine gun, a Sturmfaust, hand grenades, a beam tomahawk, and a shield. The Lang Bruno Plus can also be used, though Angelo would have to power it or it would have to be equipped with the backpack. This unit is versatile and can pick up enemy weapons. Unicorn's beam magnum barely grazes the Girazulu and destroys it, killing Sergei. Angelo stops watching and goes into action. He attacks Banagher. The Sinanju attacks the Gundam, but he blocks the attack with an eye field. He thinks about Audrey, and this activates the NTD system. New type powers activate. Even as he goes 3 times normal speed, Full Frontal struggles to keep up, but he is excited by the thought of fighting the Gundam. Riddy comes in to support Banagher, but that is when Marita Cruz and the Kshatriya comes in and helps out. She grabs Unicorn Gundam as it deactivates in TD mode. They captured the Gundam. As Banagher passes out, the Laplace program is activated. Riddy talks to Minerva about what her family did in the name of war, but she doesn't really care. She realizes what his last name is and who his family is that he is referring to. Banana is taken to Full Frontal. He tries to shake his hand, but rather, he asks if he can see his face if he has nothing to hide. He takes off his mask to reveal that he does indeed look exactly like Char. He says he uses it mainly for propaganda purposes. The Viz Foundation planned on giving the box to Neo Zeon, so Full Frontal wonders why they would alter the plans last minute and give it to a kid. He assumes that he is related to the Viz family. He doesn't answer, but Angelo tries to intimidate them. He knows that Audrey doesn't want it in the hands of Neo Zeon, and after what they did to Industrial 7, he believes her. He doesn't know the contents of the box either, but he knows that a colony drop can kill half of humanity, so this box has the potential to do quite a lot of harm. Now this is something interesting that Char, the Zabis, or even Daikum never brought up and ultimately plays into the dichotomy between EFF and Zeon. Even though many Zeon remnants have had different goals over the decades, they want something similar. They want an oppressive government to recognize sovereign spacenoids. But in order to do that, change in the government must be done. Zeon is ultimately willing to tear down the establishment in order to create change. Unlike EFF, who doesn't make any change at the expense of keeping the establishment. You could have boring arguments about who is morally in the wrong all day long, but their conflict can be distilled into this core concept. Do we break it all down, or do we try to find a solution through the already established system? For Zeon, they believe truth requires that they break it all down before building it back up. They can't build on top of what EFF has already established without the system continuously oppressing spacenoids. Banagher agrees, but he believes that it doesn't give him a right to take another person's life. Angelo calls him a hypocrite and reminds Banagher that he killed Sergei, the Gear Zulu pilot, during their last encounter. Full Frontal reminds him he probably doesn't realize he killed someone yet. Banana is slowly starting to come to terms with what he just did. Before Zinnerman takes him away, he asks if he is really Char Aznable. He tells him that he is merely a vessel, and if that is what is needed of him, then so be it. And that will do it for this episode. No one knows what Laplace's box is, but they certainly know that they must have it or they must destroy it to ensure their enemy doesn't get a hold of it. Next time, the Nihil Argama will get their hands on the new Delta Plus. EFF will begin an attack on Palau, and Banagher learns more about the NTD, or New Type Destroyer System. But that will do it for this one, New Types. I leave you with this question. Would you rather make change within the established system, or would you rather tear it all down and start over? Peace.